Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Black Sheep Pod. I'm Meka.
You almost forgot your name.
I almost said I'm Mike.
And I'm Mike.
Welcome.
In 2022, we're here.
New
First
year.
episode of 2022.
First episode. Let's do a little recap. I guess in the last episode, we kind of talked some personal stuff.
Yes, last
had an
episode
assignment.
was about...
Our dating.
I thought we literally just said we were going to end with that.
Did we say we're going to end on that?
Yes, but
Oh.
fine. Let's start with it. Yes, last episode was our relationship journey / trauma journey. And we kind of talked about, I talked about my
Yes, you did.
relationship. I've heard from people out in public who've listened to our podcast, and they had a lot to say about me and my relationship journey and not so much to say about you. So I realized I probably talk too much.
Well, that's probably a function of my not talking enough and me purposely not doing
Right.
it. So.
Yes. My relationship journey. And then we kind of ended last episode with a challenge for you. Right. And what was my challenge for you? Do you remember?
I was supposed to go on a date, but
So
was it the date?
for listeners, that our last episode, when did we shoot that? It was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
As you can see, we're very consistent here with our scheduling.
I'll get better in 2023. Look, every episode we have some new background, new.
We got a new hype button now. It was a couple weeks ago. I think we shot an episode. And so my challenge for you was, hey, by the time we shoot our next episode, you got to find a date. And yes, that was my challenge for you. Did you, the people need to know, did you conquer that challenge or did you fail?
So it's a catch-22 question. I mean, we went out for New Year's. I went out with someone on New Year's. I could leave it at
Did
that.
you?
We can leave it at that, right? Because I don't got to give no details, nothing like that.
I mean, we were in it. We went out as a group for New Year's, yes.
As a group for New Year's.
And there just happened to be a couple of single people.
I have not officially done a sit-down dinner date.
Or asked anyone to.
Or asked anyone to.
So that's probably a failure then, correct? You didn't
In the court of law, I did not complete the mission. You're correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
The mission is not over though.
Well, hold on. Before we get there, number one, I feel like there should be some type of punishment for you not completing that.
Okay.
But that's maybe for another time.
We gotta let the audience decide that.
Yeah. But okay, so if you moving on past the punishment, so now you're saying the mission is not over, so you're still.
I mean, I'm still searching. I mean, I'm a free agent right now. I mean,
Okay. You're throwing out your resume, your resume to the teams.
I mean, it's a matter of them throwing their resumes to me, ain't it?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at Wordle scores. Henry just got on the sixth try.
We'll get back to that here in a second.
Yeah. So we went out last night too. I mean, I guess we'll just talk about it. Last night we went out. We've been doing a big happy hour thing at end of the week. Yeah. Fridays. This is probably our second or third week in a row where Fridays are like happy hour, meet up with some friends. And we just enjoy the night. And last night I saw you were on your Steph Curry ish. I mean, actually he wasn't even on Steph Curry. He was on his Klay Thompson, like, hey, I'm back in the game. First game back, 18 minutes I'm playing, but I'm putting up 20 shots. My boy Meka was shooting last night.
Y'all will just have to stay tuned and find out what happens next.
Are you not going to elaborate at all on anything that happened last night?
What am I supposed to elaborate on? We were out.
Were you shooting or were you not shooting?
So we were out. We went to.
Oh yeah, our boy Speakeasy. Yeah, I wanted to plug that.
Speakeasy here in Tulsa.
In Greenwood.
It's called DW Speakeasy. Great spot. Chill vibes.
And Greenwood, right next to the One Oak baseball stadium.
Historic ground, just got a whole vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were there chilling and just hanging out. I mean, to speak to Mike's shots going up, it just, there are people there. And so you just try to have conversations with as many people as you can. And so.
And shooters shoot is the old proverb, a great African proverb is shooters shoot. So, Yeah, my boy was shooting, so we'll stay.
Actually, you know what?
Okay.
I forgot. We got to speak about something else too. So around Christmas time, remember, I did go out to a restaurant where, speaking of shoot or shoot, someone gave a note.
Was this something that I didn't know about or don't know about yet?
No, you know about it. It did nothing came from it. But remember, someone gave a note to the waiter to give to me that said,
Oh yeah.
like, hey, give this note to that guy, and it was name, a number, and said,
And a hotel room instead of room
it did
113.
not say that. It was not a hotel room, but it said, gotta shoot your shot. Yeah, it was some girl trying to shoot their shot.
A girl tried to shoot her shot with Meka at a restaurant through the waiter, which
I didn't even know that still happens.
yeah, it was kind of cool, kind of like nostalgic. But she said, yeah, I've always had a crush on you. Basically, like, hit me up. She left her number on there, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I left her number on there. Meka texted her. Well, here's the thing. So tell people, like, you didn't know who this was, who sent you the letter, or I guess note. So that's a little terrifying in today's age because, all you need is someone's first name. And if you're in the CIA, like me and you, all we need is someone's first name, and we can look them up on social media and we have their whole background history. But this, I think she put her first and last name on there, didn't she?
Yes.
She put her first and last name on there. Me and Meka could not, for the life of us, find her online. Except, so the girl I'm dating.
Leave some stuff out, but go ahead. What you about to go? Where you about to go with this?
I was going to say the girl I'm dating was able to look her up and find her and stuff like that, just like that. So girls got some either extra intuition or my girl's just a creep.
And
but
nothing was going. It didn't go any further than that. But I just thought that was an interesting thing to come out of right after we shoot our podcast. All of a sudden,
was it after it? Was that after the episode? Okay, yeah.
Someone shooting their shot.
Yeah, I remember you. I was gonna say, like, you texted her like, hey, like, you want to hang out, and I don't understand how you send someone a note saying, hey, I've always had a crush on you. Here's my number. That person then texts you, and then you don't reply to the text because she didn't reply, right?
Oh, so we just out here. Oh, so Meka got ghosted.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's what we do. Oh,
This nigga got left on. He got left on red, y'all.
wow.
I'm sorry. Well, but that's not about you. That's not saying anything about you. It's more so just that. And if you're watching this and it was you, what are you doing?
It wasn't going. It wasn't going.
I know it wasn't going to go anywhere, but still, why send someone a note saying, "Hey, I think you're hot. Here's my number. Hit me up."
Let me ask you this question.
They hit you up and you don't reply.
How many times have you, if you've ever been on a dating app, have you swiped left or right and gotten a response from someone, and did all of those go further? Or did you respond to all of those?
So yes, I will at least reply and be like friendly. Like if someone, I would say more times than not. I'm not going to speak like 100% certainty, but to me, if someone basically makes humbles themselves and is vulnerable enough to like reach out and say like, hey, I'm putting myself out there. I think you're cute. Like would like to get to know you. I'm not going to just completely ignore them. I'm going to say like either like, hey, I appreciate it. Like I'm going to let them down nicely, as nice as possible.
Okay.
To me, yeah, I mean, I just try to be nice because number one, I know how hard it is to, to kind of take that chance, like put yourself out there and stuff.
To shoot that shot.
Right, exactly. I know how, look, man, it's like Shaq at the 3-point line, like sometimes for me. And, so I know how hard that can be. So I'm going to respect someone else. If they do that to me, like, hey, I appreciate what I appreciate what you're doing. I am not, So I won't just ignore them. But again, he gave you, like, she passed you the ball for you to just go shoot a layup and stuff, and you're on your way to the rim, and then she comes and blocks it. And I'm just like, wait.
For the record, too. Okay.
It wasn't going nowhere. We know that.
No, I was going to say that as a part of my mission from the last podcast, you were encouraging me to just go out and do something. Just go out and like do the date, get the mission done. Mm-hmm. But it didn't go nowhere because she ghosted me.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing up old stuff, Mike.
Yeah.
In other news.
So again, if you're watching or listening, what are you doing?
We know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we found you out because my girl, we know all about you.
We're gonna get canceled.
We are.
In other news, my Georgia Bulldogs, they took home the championship in the NCAA football championship.
We don't. Most people don't care here in Oklahoma.
I know they don't, but I just want to put it out there that I am a Georgia boy, a big fan of Georgia Bulldogs. I've been waiting for something like this for as long as I've been a fan, and
alive. It's your first championship in like what, 41 years, 42?
41 years. And so it is good. It's a good championship week. A lot happened for me sports-wise because I won my fantasy league.
Yeah, man.
I won the fantasy league that we're a part of.
I've actually hated Meka over these past couple of weeks because he cannot stop winning.
I went on a run. I just can't win. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we're in a fantasy football league together, and a fantasy football league where this is his first year in the league that I invited him into, and he comes in and wins a few $100s off of that.
In another league that I was in last year, I won that one.
A few hundred. Georgia boys won man. It's Meka's. You're starting 22 off. He's starting 22 off strong, and I can't hate too much, but I'm a little salty.
So it is the new year. So speaking of starting 22 off, what are your goals for 2022?
To win Wordle by at least on the second try.
Let's talk about that because
Wordle is taking the world by storm right now.
Wordle is life right now.
Wordle is life. I literally go to bed already thinking of the next day, like, okay, what word am I going to try first tomorrow?
If you're not playing Wordle, it is this
what are you doing with your life?
Word game where you get 6 tries to guess what the word of the day is, and you only get
it's a 5-letter word every single day,
one time a day. Every 24 hours, just once.
Every 24 hours is a new word, and I found out about it through Twitter through a couple of my guy friends. I saw them, and so the thing is, you will post your results. That's weird. Your results, and it's like a little image. It almost looks like a little Tetris image. I saw people like posting the results, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And so I asked one, and they sent me the link, and it says, "Hey, you get 6 tries to figure out what this 5-letter word is. When you guess the letters, if you have the correct letter in there, it'll be a yellow box. If that letter that you guessed is not in the word of the day at all, it's going to be gray. And if you have the correct letter in the exact correct spot, it's going to be a green box." And so, the competitor
In you.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, man, that almost messed me up.
Last night was long.
The competitor in me, / the writer in me is like, oh man, words, like I should be able to eat this up. And so, for the past week, I've been literally dreaming about Wordle and waking up in the morning and,
So everyone's goal is to get the word of the day.
What's your goal, Meka?
My goal is to get the word of the day in less tries than Mike.
I mean, we can't. I'm out here, having fun, bringing my boys in. Like, I'm getting, different friends, whatever, hooked on this. This guy over here, I get Meka playing it, and come to find out last night while we're out getting drinks that
it's not me versus the world. It's me versus Mike.
And I'm just like, I'm over here getting shots in my back from my own teammate.
If I wake up and I see that he got the word in 4 tries, I got to get it in 3. Right now, I've been averaging 3. But
averaging?
It's
interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. So I got today's word in 3 tries. So, I mean, honestly, I think whenever you get the word of the day correct, it just starts your day off on a positive note. You wake up, you thank God, you do Wordle, and you see where your day goes from there.
Yeah, start strong. For those of you that think that we are just some nerds that are playing a word game, you're absolutely correct. And
goddamn right we are. Have you? Huh?
Go ahead, touche.
I should put a clip of Jack Nicholson. What was I gonna say? Wait, it's coming to me. Oh, have you gotten a word incorrect yet?
No.
Okay, I did.
I got close, but no.
Yeah, man. So look, here's the thing. They give you no
rules.
No rules. They give you rules. They give you no. They give you no hints.
Yeah.
They give you no hints as to what the word is. So the word the other day was Abby. Abbey. They, number one, don't tell you that you can use letters more than once. The number 2. So I thought Abby was a noun. I thought it was a girl's name. It can be, but Abby is also I guess it is a noun. It's like it's a building.
Downton Abbey.
Okay. Well, for number 1, I haven't watched that show.
I don't know.
Number 2, I live in the U.S. and abbeys apparently are something like where monks and nuns stay and overseas.
Is it a Downton Abbey? Is that?
That's overseas. So
no. Well, that's what helped me get the
Downtown Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
I don't know. All that to say, I got that word wrong the other day, and it completely ruined my day. And there's nothing more.
It completely made my day.
There's nothing more frustrating than when you get the word wrong and you have to post your results, and you see all of your friends, they post their correct scores and stuff. And so that was a rough day. Although Ash did get it wrong that day as well. So I had misery loves company, and so I was happy that I wasn't the only one. Look, she posted hers and she got it wrong. She was like, yes.
She's gonna hear this and she's gonna love the fact.
Ashley, I love you. Yeah. So that's the new craze right now. We'll see what happens next.
All right. So let's talk about 2022. Goals, desires, dreams.
Yeah. Go ahead and start.
Well, I would say that last year, I can't talk about the new year without talking about the last year. And I can't talk about the last year without talking about the year before that.
That's like some Gavin DeGraw shit. Like part of where you're going is knowing where you're coming from. Don't ask me why I know that so readily off the top of my head, but
I like it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
I'm not going to hit the hype button on that. But 2020 was, again, a rough year for all of us. For me, 2021 felt like a continuum of that. Even though I was able to go back to work and go back to doing some things like speaking, internally still like a struggle, still heavy lifting with emotions and just where am I right now? And so this year, for me, like the word is, I don't have a word, but my goal is to kind of do some internal work. I'm trying to do a lot of internal work actually, and really come up with some new goals. I really do feel like I got to a place of comfort, and that's not bad. Like, you know, we work every single day to provide more comfort in our lives. And when I look back over the last couple of years, I feel like I graduated. I started working as a therapist. I am doing my job as a speaker. I have great relationships. I'm living in my house. And I think I got to a place where it's like, okay, these were goals that I had like years ago that I was working toward. But what happens when you accomplish your goals? You know, and so it's really just trying to generate a level of hunger and figure out what it is that motivates me, because certain things, it's not like money motivates me. It's like,
I'm sorry,
significant stuff. What's up?
I almost choked on my coffee.
This guy.
I almost spit it out. And then I remembered that Twitter video of the dude doing the Hennessy. The dude doing the Hennessy goes, cut.
For the people listening that can't see it, I apologize.
I'm sorry for if you can see us. I literally just took a mouthful of coffee and I almost choked on it and spit it everywhere. And man, that would have been such a mood killer. Not that this isn't a mood killer. So I'm sorry.
No, back to you. Back to you, Bob.
No, man, I almost ruined everything. Yeah, I mean, that's a very real thing, man. When you accomplish your goals, like, it's like, man, should you like preemptively set as you're getting closer and closer to accomplishing your goals? It's like, okay, I kind of need to start getting some other goals ready so that once I do accomplish these, it's on to the next one. Or should it be? Is it on to the next one right away? Should there be a period of like being in the moment and I wouldn't say like relishing in it, but like appreciating what it is that you've accomplished?
Yeah. So
before you just jump right into the next thing where it's like, all right, now I'm back on the grind again.
So, we're always looking for the next thing. What's next? What's next? What's next? But when your next becomes your now, you have to enjoy that. And so
elaborate.
So when my next thing is I'm living in my next thing, you know what I mean? Like, you think about where you are right now. At some point, this was the next thing. And so now it's your now thing. You have to enjoy the now thing while it is before you go on to the next thing.
Yeah. So you're saying that, like, so there should be that period
There should be.
yeah.
I think what I'm speaking to a lot has to do with, like, I study hope, and it's about having a vision and having goals that compel you to move forward. And when you don't have those things, it's very easy to wallow. And it's crazy because people look at individuals with money or status, and they wonder, like, how can a person with that be unhappy?
Right.
And thing is, if you don't have anything that is internally, like, motivating or driving, then it's just as dark as someone with nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. So I'm kind of in that stage of, yes, like after like accomplishing goals and kind of relishing in that moment. Excuse me. 20, and I will never not say that 2021 wasn't tough for people, and for like the world as a whole. For me, 2021 was even the whole pandemic, like, absolutely hate the fact that lives were lost and lives were changed forever. Hell, I mean, my life has kind of been changed by the freaking pandemic, in the sense of my sense of taste and smell is absolutely shot.
Oh, because you had COVID. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say the C word in case, Big Pharma tries to come after us. At the same time, the pandemic, 2020, 21, more so. And 2020 was kind of weird, but 2021 for me was a very, it was also a great year for me, like individually. It was a year of allowing me to, go after passions that I've always had, learn and grow in those fields, but also like step out into those different things that I've always wanted to do. In 2020, it kind of like was here's the opportunity for you to finally do those things. 2021 was me like actually doing it and getting the experience. And so it wasn't all that bad for me. And I won't ever I'm kind of thankful. I don't know. It's kind of tough to be thankful for something when everyone else is like, yeah, man, I hated this worst thing ever.
No, that's awesome.
But,
like, you should be.
But yeah, I mean, it was a big year for me, man. Yeah, I mean, I can't be thankful enough for all the opportunities that I've had, and I still get, and the people who have come in my life, who like helped me grow in those different areas.
Like who? Name one.
Name one. I'm not going to name one. That was a trap for the viewers. So yeah, I mean, so for 2022, I mean, my goal is to continue to get that experience. Continue to, learning and growing. I spent a lot of the last like 5 years kind of like learning about my passions. I use the word learning, but it was more so me just being too afraid to actually do anything. So I would hide behind the mask of, oh, I'm just, almost like when when you're too afraid to get into the game, you're like, oh no, I'm just gonna sit back and watch and observe and kind of learn how stuff is, and you're kind of like hiding behind that. Oh, I'm just observing, or I'm just learning, but really, you're kind of just too afraid to get in the freaking game.
I could say that I've been doing that in my relationship life. But
yeah, dead ass. I mean, not the shots, but yeah, I mean, so that's how like for the past 5 years, like there's some level of like of learning that needs to be done as far as like content creation for different brands and things like that. But at the same time, I was really just too afraid to start. So now that I've started, like, man, this year going forward, it's like, okay, continuing to get that experience, continuing to, value myself. I learned very quickly from different relationships that have entered my life, different friendships and stuff that,
name a friendship.
I'm not going to do that either. I've learned very quickly that my prices and the things that I had, the way I valued myself, are a lot lower than what the the norm is for the industry and stuff. And so,
It's okay. That's a growing process too. Like,
right. And so now that I'm learning, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go and up these prices for 2022. And I'm,
y'all hear that? The price is going
the
up.
price has gone up, people. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I truly think that, I'm hoping that I can't even imagine the opportunities that I have come my way for this year, and the different things I get to be a part of and work on. Yeah, I'm hoping there are things that exceed my imagination right now. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I'm viewing this year and hoping for this year is that, it passes my expectations or imagination.
I really want some congruence, like just that inner and external congruence, because like, again, like last year, I love how you bask in the fact that last year was a great year. Again, for me, last year was a great year with some opportunities that came my way, speaking stuff that came. It was a great year. I just wish that the congruence on the external side would match the internal matched the external. And because it's just, when you lost, when you're not necessarily lost, when you're just trying to figure out some things, you don't really enjoy your wins as much as you can. It's almost like being in the Super Bowl but not contributing to it.
All right.
And so I know for me, another thing for me is that it's almost like a identity crisis where, I won't say identity crisis, but it is like we reinvent ourselves at different stages of our life. Like we build our personas to get us through a certain time, and then we move, we change, and we get a new job, and you have to rebuild something else. And I think I'm in a rebuilding process from the person that I've been for the last 7-8 years that got me to this place. Is like, okay, with the way COVID shut down everything, and then you stop, and it's like, all right, so do I go back and pick up that person, or do I take this time now to really hone in on what my desires are, what those goals that it is that I want to do. And that's just a part where it's a dreaming stage that I'm in now. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of that, because the last time I was in a place like this was like in the 3 years in the aftermath of my injury, where it's like, my life is a blank slate right now. What do I want to create? And those were exciting times. Scary, very scary, very hard, but exciting. And I think I'm in a place where I'm about to.
I think the unknown is very exciting. It can be very, very scary / very exciting. It's really just the perspective you have. Like how are you going to look at the unknown? And yeah, I'm with you in looking at it as, man, like I'm excited because, I've got the blank canvas and I can paint whatever the hell it is I want. But you said something about changing. Do you take offense when people say like, oh, you've changed?
Absolutely not.
Why?
I'm supposed to. I am you start as a caterpillar, I go into my cocoon, come out as a butterfly, and
it's a chrysalis.
One of these days, y'all gonna see me reach across this table and like go after him for correcting me on some stuff. Today ain't gonna be the day.
Okay, it might not be a chrysalis actually. What caterpillars are cocoons? Was it moths are chrysalis?
Oh, see, don't do that because I'm gonna Google it. But yes, we're supposed to change because again, I think we talked about this in one of our very first episodes as far as like I'm not supposed to enter my 30s with the same mindset that I had in my teens or my 20s. Because if I do that, that means that I'm not growing. I'm not meeting enough people. I'm not expanding my perspectives. I'm not reading enough books. I'm not listening to enough podcasts. And so that is, like I'm supposed to change. And that's that's the thing that's hard, because we love to think that we've gotten to a place and it's like, all right, there's nothing left to do. But if you get to that place and you think that there's nothing left to do, then you're just stagnant and you're just kind of moving backwards. And that is what gets frustrating. And I think the best way that I've been able to explain me personally is like, I think in general, my disposition with the fact that I have friends and people that are all moving in positive directions. The boat that I'm in, my natural current in life is taking me forward. I've moved further than the years before. I'm further now than I've ever been. But personally, it's like I even though I know that I'm moving forward, all I can feel at this moment is the rocking back and forth of the water, and I feel like seasick. Mm-hmm. So I'm in a seasick space, even though I know that I'm moving forward. And it's just a matter of weathering that storm and again, coming up with, direction. I know that one of the things that are on my list of to-dos is going to be taking my test for my national counseling exam. That is something that's been on my to-do list for the last year and a half or so. And so I am that's why I'm putting it out here now, social accountability. I'm going to take that test for the first time in April, in March or April, and get it done. I started studying for it.
Yeah, you got a study partner now, don't you?
That is, yes, I do.
I think you met them last night at the Speakeasy.
Yes, I did.
And what's her name?
I don't need to put people's names out here. And that is the goal, to be studying and take my test.
Yeah, you got to be. Don't be a Dan.
Okay.
That's exciting. So what, if you take that test, the national counseling?
National counseling exam, NCE.
So when you take that and pass it, what's next after that?
So actually I've got almost 3,000 hours of work hours done. And
that's just by me. That's just between me.
And once I take my test, I'll get my license.
Shit was kind of fire.
I get my license and I am officially a licensed professional counselor. And so that just means that I can work independent of the agency that I work for now.
And you can charge people a lot more money for no reason.
Charge people a lot more money for absolutely no reason. So it's like, I took this 4-hour test, you have to pay for it.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, there's that. And then probably just I'm still in the space where I'm just kind of in my mind thinking about what the things I want to do.
Okay.
What about you?
Are you about to drop some knowledge?
No.
Do you guys,
there's nothing.
Okay. What?
You got anything else?
Oh. You mean talking about like on the current topic we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think it's all very good.
How do you feel right now, relationship wise, emotional wise?
So I am learning. I am learning daily about how to do relationships / learning about myself. I mean, even last night, I don't know. It to me, it's different. Being in a relationship, like dating somebody, but like dating publicly around other friends and stuff. I haven't really done that at all within the past decade, like consistently. And so I am learning a lot through trial and error, how, just how I'm supposed to act in a relationship, like in public and friend groups and things like that. Because part of the reason why I haven't been in a relationship, all throughout my like mid to late 20s and stuff is because I was always very selfish with my own time. Like I loved having my time, doing whatever I wanted to do, playing as many sports as I wanted, video games, stuff like that. So I realized that, and part of that being selfish with my time and stuff is also being selfish in the sense of the only emotions I really have to worry about are my own. Like granted, I've got friends and stuff, and of course you are, I'm definitely caring for my friends' emotions and things like that. But it hits another level when you're like in a relationship with someone, like your significant other. I am learning a lot because I'm not the best at it. That I've got to be aware and understand how my actions make the other people feel, and aware that my actions have I don't know if consequences is the word that I'm looking for, but
I don't think it's consequences. I think you're trying to say that your actions there's a cause and effect.
yeah, an effect.
Yeah.
I was going to say reaction, but yes, my actions have an effect on other people and significant other, whoever I'm dating and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm learning that the hard way right now. Actually, I had a talk last night.
Guess who's always there for you though? I wasn't there.
Yeah, you were shooting me in the back last night. Is what you were doing.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, Mike's in the mood. Yeah, I heard that statement fly around.
What you don't understand. Yeah, this is a topic this is a discussion for off camera.
Yesterday was a rough day for me. Yesterday was at work. I was out of my comfort zone all day, so I was emotionally drained. But that's again something that I'm learning in a relationship is, communicate. What's crazy is I've always kind of been like a decent communicator. I feel like an above average communicator. I mean, I kind of do it for my living, and
that's interesting. You are, but you don't communicate when you're like drained.
Right. And so I did not communicate well yesterday that, hey, I was emotionally drained because I was out of my comfort zone for 8 hours of the day. And, I get around a bunch of friends and it's like, I'm just very, I don't know. So yeah, I'm learning all that stuff, and it is, you think you know yourself, you think you know yourself better than anybody. And then you go through certain situations, and people point things out, and you can either not listen to those people when they're pointing things out about you and kind of like ignore it, or you can be real with yourself and say, damn, this ain't like, they're kind of saying the same things over and over again, or this ain't the first time I've heard this, or, this person cares about me and what they're saying. I should probably listen to it. So hearing those things, I'm just like, damn, okay. So,
or you can ignore it in the moment and then be real with yourself later.
Right. But I mean, yeah, at some point you got to be real with yourself. And so I'm trying to be real with myself quicker. So that's where I am. So, it's crazy, man. I thought I'd be able to, I've seen all my friends go through relationships. I've seen, good friends have healthy marriages and healthy relationships. And I've seen other friends, go through bad relationships where things end poorly and stuff. And so I feel like I took notes upon notes upon notes, and I'm like, man, I should be able to kill my whatever relationship I get into. Here I am getting into one, and I am,
you're killing it.
Nah, I was killing it with a butcher knife. JK, she told me I just didn't think I would have to learn about myself so quickly, so early on. But I don't know. I think younger Michael, and you could probably attest to it, that younger Mikey would have, anything that was any constructive criticism from either the significant other or close friends, I probably would have ignored that or tried to, like justify certain things. But now I'm to the point where I'm just like, okay, I need to, yeah, that's growth. So yeah,
that's all I got. I don't really have anything to elaborate on that.
Yeah, I don't know. So right let's yeah, I mean, great ending point. But so, I mean, there's still the challenge at hand here, okay, for you relationally, because again, 2022, we're going to work on, shoot, but you're right, getting out, yes, in
more ways than one. See, do you know what my fear is though?
I don't.
My fear is that like
biggest fear is that we are inadequate.
Yeah, that too. Right now, I think one of my fears is that I am that blank canvas right now, like in a way that I don't know myself at this very moment the way that I thought that I knew myself. Like I kind of knew a shell that was like operating, and that's a part of me, but I know what happens for me is that kind of gets in my way, and it makes me like, well, it's just another reason for me to kind of put a wall up and say like, don't engage. And I know that it's irrational not to, but I actually don't know if it's not irrational. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to hurt people because I don't know because I don't know what I want at the moment. So that's why I'm spending some time really just thinking and trying to go out and do things. I'm trying to do things.
But who do you think you're going to learn about yourself more than you kind of talking to yourself and looking introspectively, or do you learn more about yourself going through experiences with other people?
You're absolutely right. I learn a hell of a lot more about myself in the mirror of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, touche.
Yeah.
I just need to hear it, say it out loud.
Yeah. No, I mean, so again, I thought I knew everything there was to know about relationships in the sense of I've seen a lot play out, and I thought that I'd be able to kill it. And it wasn't until I got in relationships and gone through those experiences where I was able to see from other people that, oh no, you still need to work on this. Or, it's crazy. Jake Paul, which he's a YouTuber that 95% of the world hates, and I'm not the biggest fan, but he said he's in a relationship with some chick, and he had mentioned just about relationships. I think he's in his mid-20s, so there's some level of growth and maturity there. He said about his current relationship, he said that relationships are literally like just a mirror of your like insecurities. That's what I think he said. When I heard that, I was just like, damn, like that's a great reminder, because like shit, you project your, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, that I am going to, any insecurities that I have that I may have that I have not addressed by myself, because you can only address so much when it's just you yourself and I, you yourself and you. Doesn't make sense. When it's me, myself, and I can only address so much, because I can only, go through so many things by myself. But when there's someone else there involved, it's like, oh, okay, so these certain things are now coming out, and it's literally just a mirror of, oh, damn, I still needed to work on this, but I would not have known that had I not had that mirror of another person. And so I'm in that realization phase right now of, oh, damn, here's a mirror for the first time in like years. And
bro, I've been a mirror for you forever. We've been in a relationship for the longest time. You just in a new relationship, a romantic relationship.
Yeah, that's true. I almost brought up the question from last night about kissing you. But all right. No, no, we're not going to ask that.
Go there.
But yeah.
Catch us next time.
So that's where we are. So challenge for next, I
guess the same challenge.
I kind of want to throw out the same challenge, and I feel like we probably should start getting our viewers involved. Maybe we're going to make a poll on our Instagram, what your punishment should be if you don't again.
Or y'all can set us some blind dates.
Yeah. So it's absolutely crazy that my current relationship came from a TikTok, which I think we talked about that last time, possibly. But yeah, my current relationship came from a TikTok video from a coworker made about me. Just realizing that, which is crazy, because I had just gone through a breakup kind of with someone else. And so I had a coworker who's got a huge following on TikTok. And if I already shared the story, I'm sorry. But I have a coworker who has a huge following on TikTok, like 40,000 people. And she realized that like 90% of her demographic was a woman. And so we were all out at a happy hour, me, you, my coworker Dion, and my other coworker Sarah. And she was like, you know what? I was kind of sharing about the recent breakup that I had gone through, and it was just like, we need to find you a girl.
And then she asked me, why should someone date Mike? And I was like, you know what? Mike is
well endowed, I think was what you said.
I think I said well educated. I think I said he's friends with me, and then they were like, stop the count. And they were like, hey, he's friends with Meka. If we got somebody for you.
Yeah. And so she posted a TikTok, and literally within 24 hours, I was texting the girl that I'm now in a relationship with. So, really thanks to Sarah. Thanks to Ash. Shout out Ashley again, because she was a plug on that one. But yeah, so I guess maybe we'll do that for you. We'll do something on our Instagram where we're
our largest female Patreon
patron.
donator. Patron.
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 Yes.
Okay.
Patreon is a platform. The donors are patrons. No, we're not going to do largest donor, but we'll set something up on our IG to where
auction off.
yeah, we can slide in the DMs. Ladies, don't be afraid. Slide when you slide in the DMs, respond to the response. So when you slide in Meka's DMs, ladies, and you say, "Hey, I heard you being vulnerable on the podcast, like let's go out sometime." And he says, "All right, bet when." Don't ghost. And that brings us back to the beginning of the show. Lady, what are you doing?
We know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you are. What are you doing?
All right. So what hill are you willing to die on?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Golly. What hill? You know yours first?
No, mine is.
Okay, go first.
The hill that I'm willing to die on. I mean,
This week.
Okay, this week. This is going to be the same. I mean, I think it's going to be a weekly thing. For
Nah,
me.
it can't be repeats.
Is to be.
It can't be repeats.
What you mean? It can't be repeats.
They can't. Nah, you need a different hill.
Okay.
Yeah, keep moving.
The hill that I'm willing to die on this week is that a bunch of people are about to post a lot of MLK quotes.
Damn it.
that
You took my hill. Why are we on the same hill?
that they, one, don't know the real meaning to, two, don't live up to, and are about to
Only make them feel good.
Yeah, they're about to treat the holiday as like an aside. And I think I just want people to at least spend some more time in reflection, take some time to kind of do some history, read some history, and get to know who this man actually was and what he actually was fighting for.
Yeah. We're actually recording this. Just stuttered.
The weekend before Martin Luther King Day.
No. Well, Martin Luther King Day is observed on Monday, but today I believe today is actually it's his birthday. Martin Luther King Day is a celebration of his birthday, and I believe it's today. But it's always observed on the third Monday of January. And my God, if it's not about his birthday, I'm gonna be.
They don't. Go ahead, continue. My bad.
We just gonna edit this all out. Yes, you're spot on. I felt like I was gonna say something about. Oh, yeah. I mean, Martin Luther King was at the time of his death. He had a 75% like disapproval rating. Like, the fact that universally people act like now that he was this hero, which he was, at the time of his death. And he didn't say anything new since he died. So everything that he said to people like repost now and stuff like that, he said those things while he was alive. But 75% of people like hated the man, which is why he was killed, assassinated. And so it's just mind blowing to see. And as I've just matured over the years, I've been more and more mind blown that, wow, like so many people love to cherry pick the Martin Luther King quotes.
I mean, back in the day, MLK was more Malcolm than what he's represented as today. Like way more like Malcolm X than he is this uniter of all people that we all celebrate.
Right. He was a disruptor of the system.
Yes.
Like so many people, so many people nowadays like to, we've been at protests together and stuff, marching through the streets or whatever. And you'll see the comments or hear the people say like, don't protest like that, or don't do this, don't do that. Martin Luther King, I mean, they had sit-ins on the March to Selma. All that stuff was disrupting the white way of life back then. I mean, that's literally what a protest is you are disrupting. I don't know why I keep messing up that word. You are disrupting the norm and making it uncomfortable for people to continue to live their normal life so that they can be like, so that they have no choice but to acknowledge like what it is you're protesting about, right? Mm-hmm. Like sitting in its food count. When the black people would sit at the lunch counters, when they weren't supposed to, it's like, okay, they are disrupting the number. And we see those pictures, of like the white mobs behind them, pouring drinks on their heads and crap like that. And it's like, man, like, especially living out here in Oklahoma, all these cats in the comments on all the news channels and stuff, those are the people who are behind like pouring the drinks on and stuff like that. And so, it's a great point. You probably,
people like to, these day and age, people like to say that, You know, if I was this person back in the day, I'd be doing this. Like,
Man, please.
look,
Y'all would be the ones, you know, throwing crap at Ruby Bridges, going to school, you know, in a segregated school for the first time ever. So, you know what, great. I'm actually going to join you on that hill.
Hey, just back to back, we'll down this hill together.
Yeah, I'll join you on that hill. And actually, I posted today a quote that I learned about this this last year, because, you know, Oklahoma is super big on the death penalty. Oklahomans love the death penalty for some reason out here.
Are you about to read a quote?
Yes.
Okay.
Get ready.
We are
Let
over to.
me get ready. Yes, Oklahomans love the death penalty, and even though we're in the buckle of the Bible Belt, full of Christianity, we just have this knack for vengeance in the sense of the state taking someone's life as a form of justice, and I couldn't disagree with that anymore. And
Jesus would disagree with that too.
I feel like Jesus would. So that's why, again, it makes it even more alarming. But I saw this quote from Martin Luther King Jr. Speak about capital punishment one time, and I was like, oh, damn, why have I never seen anybody post this quote from MLK? And I think it's very telling why, and I'm going to read it for you also. Here we go. He says, I do not think that God approves of the death penalty for any crime, rape and murder included. Capital punishment is against the better judgment of modern criminology, and above all, against the highest expression of love in the nature of God. End quote. I did the damn thing. Yes, if God is love, then capital punishment, killing someone as justice for a wrong that they've committed, which, again, no one's saying that they didn't commit a wrong, but like that eye for an eye mentality is, I feel like Jesus is Jesus actually
very clear cut on the, if someone slaps you, turn the other cheek and let them slap you on that one. Like,
I feel like, yeah, he's very big on the eye, how he feels about the eye for an eye mentality. So, yeah, I mean, I posted that this morning, and I think that I'm probably going to continue to post it every single time Oklahoma, has someone on death row. I mean, honestly, actually, Oklahoma is set to execute a guy in, I believe, 12 days. So I will continue to report on that, write stories on that. Remind the governor of, hey, we actually just went through Martin Luther King Day weekend. Here's a quote that he actually said about capital punishment, which you're about to, you have the power to stop. So yeah, we're on that hill together, dog. We're like Forrest and Bubba Gump, back to back, fighting off the enemy on that hill.
yes, sir.
Who's Forrest and who's Bubba? I mean, I guess I'll be Forrest, right? Because, your legs, and I'll be carrying you.
Look, man, you can be whoever you want to be.
No, but in the analogy, Forrest Gump and Bubba, like they sit there back to back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you guys for joining us.
We appreciate
you
y'all.
on the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends, and write to us. Yeah,
man, hit us up, man. Follow us on social media. Twitter's not as big, but we've got a Facebook page, Instagram.
Talk to me nice.
Yeah, go check out the Instagram. We'll probably have some Instagram polls this week as far as Meka's dating punishment / if you just want to slide in his DMs and take him out, we can do a little double date thing. So yes, definitely follow us and hit us up, and please share our these episodes.
On that note,
yeah, we'll holler at y'all. Peace.